Ladies and gentlemen, it looks a little bit different this week. Duffy, happy
He got
anniversary.
fired. Alyssa got fired too.
Yeah, we fired them both. They're gone. Nah, Duffy is currently on his 1-year anniversary date with his lovely girlfriend, Riley. So congratulations to you both. Hope you enjoy the night. So Duffy is not here tonight, which is why I'm sitting here. And as you'll also notice, there's no Alyssa. We finally got rid of her. I'm just kidding. She is currently very deathly ill and sick and gross and yucky.
We don't want her anywhere near us.
We say this as she's behind the camera doing behind the scenes stuff. She's back there. But
With a
yeah,
face mask
she
on.
is here. She's sick. Her voice is gone. So unfortunately, she will not be on the show this week either. But fret not, because we've got some good stuff for you. And we hope that you came into today with a pulse, because this is where sports come alive. Welcome back to The Pulse.
My boy, here we are.
Here
Me
we
and
are.
you another week
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. I ate so good. I ate so good. I
That's
was so
great.
happy. And you
Heck
spent it
yeah.
with your girl's family, right?
Yeah, I hung out with my girlfriend, Carly. I hung out with her family. She was gone back home, but her family was here. Her family from Italy was in town, and we were hanging out
She was
with
going
them.
home?
No, she went back home to Ohio.
Oh, I bet.
So I was here with her and her family spending Thanksgiving. My mom also came down. Love you, Mom. I'm so glad I got to see you. It'd been a while. So that was beautiful. That was nice. Yeah, ate a lot of good food. Got real fat. And
Right.
now I got to grind in the gym to lose all the weight that I worked to get off before. Now it's back.
Gotta go on a couple runs,
Oh, yeah.
couple miles.
What's funny about this situation is this, little do you guys know, fun fact, this was the original plan. When we first thought of this show, it was just going to be me and Joaquin. We go into a meeting to talk about it with ENTV, and Duffy's there. And we're like, hey, Duffy.
He showed up.
Want to be a part of this? And he
Mind
said,
you,
yeah.
I haven't talked to Duffy in like a year.
Yeah, it'd been a while since
It's
I
been a
talked to
while
him.
since I talked to him.
Yeah.
It was just, what is he doing at that meeting?
I don't know. I think it was something for the rec.
Mind you, that was the only meeting he's been for ENTV.
That
So
was the only one.
coincidences? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, so we stumble upon Duffy in the ENTV room, say, hey, we want to do this show. Do you want to do it with us? He's like, hell yeah. And,
He
fast
jumped in
forward
the
a few
boat
weeks. Yeah, I mean, you
so
guys,
quick.
yeah, you guys watched. It was just us three for a little bit. And then right around when we interviewed Raina, here comes Alyssa, our fourth host. We've all been together since then. But yeah, so little history lesson. It was just going to be me
Right.
and Flacco. But, it's developed into what it is today. It's beautiful. We're happy.
Right.
So let's get it started off. Why not? To start it off with the women's volleyball team. We have had such great things to say about them all year long. We were very confident going into the
They're
tournament.
so good, man.
After they had just won the regular season tournament, we were so confident. Unfortunately, the Eagles did lose in the tournament quarterfinals, first round, to UNF. They lost in 5 sets. UNF was tough. They were relentless. They played their asses off. And that's not to say that we didn't. They just, it was their night. And that happens sometimes. So, we played we played really well. Barbara Kohler showed up. Chabo showed up. The whole team. As always, it just didn't go our way. The women's team, they fought really, really hard. Lots of good numbers that night. Lots of energy in the
Right.
building. UNF went on a run, and they actually ended up going to the semifinals, and they lost to Western Kentucky, excuse me. So, they were really good.
Right.
They were the 8th seed, but they surprised people.
It sucks because we were on a roll. And
We were.
the whole volleyball team, we were on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
I know you work some of the games and you've seen them, how good they are. And we fell short, but this whole season, it's been a lesson of what we are able to do,
Yeah.
what the whole team can do when it comes to serious games like the championship, like the ASUN championship, right? The
Absolutely.
conference championship, but it was just not our game. We lost by one set only. It was a close game.
Yeah.
It stings. It has the little sting
does.
of we could have done something.
especially-
We could have won that game easily, but it didn't come like that. But we don't have to. I don't want the players to leave. Especially the seniors. I don't want them to leave. Thinking what could have happened or
No,
what could have
yeah.
been. No, it was a great, amazing
Yeah.
season. You guys absolutely
You
killed
accomplished great things.
For sure.
Regular season title. There are a bunch of other teams in the ASUN conference that don't get to say that this year, but you do. So that's something to be proud of, and we are extremely proud, happy. We got so invested with the volleyball team this year.
And you guys
especially.
broke record after record after
Oh my
record after
God.
record after record. It was like we were reading our resume, and it was like she surpassed her record that she passed the game before. And the game after, she surpassed that record.
And she just keeps doing it,
And she
stacking,
keeps especially Chavo and
Oh my God.
and Barbara. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, they're mono. Like, what a season it has been for
Well,
them.
I think it was such a beautiful development of the talent that we have. It was never the same girl every single game. Early
Right.
on, it was a lot of, Barbara Kohler. She's showing out. She's the star of the team. You get later in the year, she has the injury like we talked about so long ago, and she wasn't playing as much. Other people stepped up, namely Chabo, who this is not anything new for her. She was an all-conference player when she played for FSW before she came here. She has
and FLW is a great school, by the way, when it comes to sports.
Absolutely. And so, this isn't anything new for her. You had other girls step up. Abby Tinnisketter playing defense, at the net, all the blocks she had. Erica Muhizi, the freshman. The freshman who had
right?
such a great year this year.
She's a freshman.
Yeah, we have seniors leaving, and that's sad. But that's not to discredit what the newcomers have,
Right.
for the future. It's a really promising future.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And this season, like we talked about it, the same thing we talked about it with Danielle. Like how good your team was your freshman year. That the standard that your team has set up for your next upcoming years is so high that even if you fall shorter than that next season, that's when you're gonna be real disappointed. Like you wanna pass that barrier. You wanna pass that standard that has already been set up by the team this season.
Right. And so for those of you that understand how the NCAA tournament works, you might be wondering, well, Nate, they won the regular season title, so why are we talking like the season's over? So they lost in the tournament, but that doesn't guarantee that they're not in the NCAA tournament. However, they would have needed a majority bid. They would have needed the bid to get in, and that regular season title helps out a lot, but the tournament championship would have been an auto bid to the tournament since they didn't win the conference tournament. They didn't get a bid going into the national tournament, so their season is done, unfortunately. That will be it for the volleyball team this year. But fret not, like we're talking about. They'll be back. They'll be fine. Lots of girls coming back.
It's not even over yet. They have a video to make next week, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So spoiler alert: we do have a little collab that we are doing with the volleyball team next week. A few
So
of the
season
girls,
is not over.
yeah, a few of the girls were kind enough to give us some of their time next week to plan out something with us. So we're excited for that, and we hope that you guys enjoy that. But that's the next week's problem. This week, we got to continue talking FGCU sports, women's basketball.
Oh,
So there was like we talked about, Coconut Hoops was hosted right here on FGCU campus at Alico Arena.
beautiful, by the way, beautiful. They had
Great
the sticker
tournament.
on the court. Oh my God, it was great. Amazing.
We had some sponsors on the court for once. It was, very, very great tournament. Had a lot of good teams, a lot
Our
of talent.
family got free jersey mics for a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
God.
a lot of stuff given away. Really good tournament. Lots of star talent at this tournament, namely Audie Crooks and Reagan Beers, players respectively from Iowa State and from Oklahoma. Household names in the women's basketball world. They were here at this tournament. And during that tournament, FGCU actually fell to Indiana 82-64. Indiana came in undefeated.
They came in very
in
good.
undefeated. They had a point guard that was averaging 21 points a game.
Let me tell you,
You know.
Indiana has some big girls, like
They do.
some big girls. And when I was looking at the roster, half of them are not even from the USA. Like,
Yeah.
there was one from Sweden, from the Czech Republic, from I don't know if it was Portugal or Belgium or one.
Yeah.
A lot of Europe girls. I don't know where. Like you told me, they might have played professional basketball in Europe, and then they come here to play college basketball. But yeah, that's what shocked me. And European girls tend to have a little bit more bigger, like more big, like they're
Bigger
taller,
build.
they're the
Bigger
bigger
build.
build,
Yeah.
like taller, So there was really a high difference between our players and Indiana players.
Yeah.
And let's be honest,
Yeah.
we're gonna be honest. We got trash.
That game against Indiana, it's not too. I think it's less about how good we are and more about how legit Indiana is, because they actually continued to go undefeated in the Coconut Hoops tournament. They did not lose, and so they're still undefeated to this day. And they're going to be really good here in the future. They're going to get ranked, and they're going to be a phenom in the women's basketball world. But do not worry, ladies and gentlemen, because just a few days later, FGCU found themselves
We did the
playing
impossible.
Stanford. They were given a 1% chance to win that game. I looked on ESPN prior to that game. It had a 1% chance of winning for FGCU.
We did the impossible.
And what did they do?
Impossible.
They won that damn game. The FGCU women's
Impossible.
basketball team beat Stanford 66-62. And I honestly could not be more proud. I actually DM'd Coach Reyna after the game and was like, hell yeah, Coach. We're so proud of you. We're like, congratulations. That was awesome to watch.
What did she say? She said thank you?
Yeah, she responded. She was like, thank you. You know, all that good stuff. But, I mean, the girls, it was a great game. You know, points spread around. Sinai Douglas, 10 points, 4 boards, 4 assists.
That must feel so good.
Hell
Like
yeah.
imagine how the locker room felt right after the game.
Yeah.
Like you go in that game knowing like you are the underdog. Like ESPN put it on their page. We have 1% chance to beat Stanford. 1% chance.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving us a dime.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody. And then you go out in there and you play, you win, you bring home the dub. Man, that must be like, that feeling has to be so satisfying.
And they were undefeated coming into that game. So we put a 1 in the loss column, you know.
Oh,
Always good to
that's
do
even
that.
more satisfying.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Always good to do stuff like that. And I want to say perhaps to some people an unlikely hero that's really emerged in the past week or so is number 34 for us, Anna Mortag, who has given
She's
us
so
such
good.
valuable minutes, put up a lot of points on the board during Indiana. She was knocking down 3. She was really a great spark off the bench. And here in this Stanford game, she had 13 points. So she has continued to be the spark that we've needed. Now, unfortunately, right after that, FGCU did lose again to the Troy Trojans, who are also 7-1, just like Stanford is now after we beat them. So our Eagles are now 2-4 on the year so far. But I want to shout out to Macarena Redamales, number 7 for the FGCU women's team. She had 29 points. A career high 29 points in that game. They ended up losing 70-74. That really sucks. But I mean, you can see that the women's team is like right
They're
there.
trying.
They're so close. They're right there.
They're so close to finding that the little chemistry they need,
Yeah.
the little Brits they need from coaching. But let me tell you, before we move into the men's basketball, what is it? The one thing, like what is it you think that they need? The little boost that they need. My perspective, they gotta start shooting more.
Yeah, I mean,
from outside the range.
They've got to shoot better from 3 for
From
sure.
outside, for sure.
They definitely have to shoot better from 3. I think when it comes to this team, they have to be more consistent. There has to be consistent performances because in all their games this year, you have nobody is consistently putting up. You know, you got a guaranteed 15 coming from this person.
Right.
You got however many you got a double come.
A
from
lot
this
of
girl.
inconsistency.
It's a lot of inconsistency, I'll say. And that's not to trash the women's team because we do love the women's team here at the Pulse.
Right.
We really do. But yeah, they've got to get a little more consistent. They've got to gel a little bit better, and they're so close. I mean, you're
close.
playing quality opponents very, very well. I mean, Indiana was losing out of the first quarter, and it was pretty tight going into half, and they just ended up running away with it. Then you
Right.
go beat Stanford, who's undefeated, and then you lose to Troy, who was
You gotta
undefeated by 4.
You gotta stay consistent. You gotta
Yeah.
find the flow state.
The flow state,
Right.
You know, I think if they find that inconsistent, you're going to start seeing these close losses to quality opponents. It's going to start
Right.
turning into W's.
But yeah, I think we're missing a shooter. We're missing like a person that's gonna do like the Steph Curry job. That goes to the corner, gets wide open, and just starts shooting. Because we're looking like from what I've seen, it's like we always try to look driving to the paint with Sinai or Serena or any of them, and you know maybe we get a foul and one or something, but we gotta start learning how to shoot threes because
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we're slacking up, and that's what Reina's system is also based on. She likes people to shoot threes.
Where are my shooters at?
Right, where her shooters at. So you know you gotta get used to her system. We gotta start letting the ball go a little more.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a little bit of that in the Stanford game. Karina Gordon, she had 4 threes in that game. So I think if you start getting consistency out of at least one person to be like, you know what, I'm going to be your shooter.
Right.
I'm going to start knocking down threes left and right. And you can do that on a regular basis. That's then an extra outlet you have when you need it. You know, you need a few big shots here and there. You're like, all right, we're going to look to this girl, and she's going to knock down some shots for us. I mean, that's what
Right.
you need, especially if you're going to beat high-quality opponents like Stanford. If we're going to continue to do that, consistency.
And before we move on, like how privileged is our school, and we are like as the school to have schools like Stanford, like the Hoosiers, like come into school and play and show off. Man, I love sports. I love
Yeah,
watching
no,
sports.
it's very cool to see us play those guys. And like I was talking about during the Coconut Hoops thing, to see some really big names, Audie Crooks, Reagan Beers, these girls that you see in the tournament that I was watching last year in the tournament, namely Reagan Beers, who is on Oklahoma, beat FGCU in the first round last year. Big girl. She's very dominant in the paint. And, seeing her in person, I'm like, damn, dude, like she's like that. You see it on TV and you're just like, you're cursing this girl. You're like, man, like, oh, I hate her. You see her in person, you can't do anything but respect it.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah. So for men's basketball though, they had a quite good Coconut Hoops week, I will say. The men's team, they played to start out the tournament, open it up on November 24th here at Alico Arena. They beat Oral Roberts 93-88. Real grinded out game.
Right.
Really great game. After that, you have Rice in overtime, which hopefully you guys seen our reel that we posted.
Right.
We were there at that game. FGCU,
You're hype, boy.
Yeah, FGCU had 18 points in the first half, like high school score. They go score 60 points in the second half.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
60 points in the second half.
At half. How many points do you have?
18
points, bro.
18. The shots were not falling. Rice was playing us very, very well. But the
I had pickup games that have more than 18 points.
Hey, but you don't have any pickup games that score more than 60.
Right.
So,
but hey, what if the Chambers literally went into the locker room and said something?
Yeah, I almost wish I was a fly on the wall so I could have heard what he was saying to them.
Because them boys straightened up pretty quick.
Oh yeah, they did. They straightened up. They put up 60 in the second half. You take it to overtime versus Rice, a team you probably should not be in overtime with, but nonetheless, you play your heart out. You go to overtime. And you go on an 11-0 run, and you win that game 78-63. Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. And that was really what I'm going to call the Jordan Ellerby coming out party. Dude hit big shot after big shot, clutch shots, tied it, sent it to overtime, career high 20 points in that game.
He stepped up.
And that was not all. And here's why I'm going to call Coconut Hoops the Jordan Ellerby show. Here's exactly why. In the final game of Coconut Hoops for FGCU, they did lose. They did. They lost in overtime to Kennesaw State, 102-100. Kennesaw State.
We made it to overtime again.
Kennesaw State is a really good team, mind you. If you guys are not aware, Kennesaw State finds themselves in the NCAA tournament quite a lot. And in this game, Kennesaw State had a guy go for 33 points. Simeon Cottle, okay? Really good point guard that they had. I've seen him throughout the tournament. He's really good. FGCU's J.R. Kanizgi went for 28 and 8, okay, in 39 minutes. But the star of the show, the back-to-back game star of the show, Jordan freaking Ellerby, the freshman, 42 points in this game. 42 points. After he just set a career high of 20 in the previous game versus Rice, he goes and says, you know what? I'm going to double it. 42 points.
We have something special in our hands with that boy.
This kid had 27 at half.
With that kid, we have something special.
And man, I hope he's here for a while.
I
hope he does.
I really hope he has a big scholarship.
Yeah.
Saved right because a player like that.
Yeah.
You build a team around players like that. You build a program around players like that. You want players like that in your team. And Chambers knows what he has. Chambers knows the power, the star power that he has on our team. He knows what he's doing. He's just a freshman. It's not even. It's been what, 7 games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're 8 games.
Okay, imagine what he could do throughout the rest of the season. It's his first season ever.
Yeah.
And then in the NCAA, and he's already putting up 42.
Yeah, big spot, Coconut Hoops. This is a good tournament for us to be in. And he goes out and puts up 20, ties the game. It helps us win against Rice. And then he comes out, fights his ass off against Kennesaw State, drops 42 points. And again, he's a freshman.
Right.
This is a guy who's uber talented. He can shoot the ball. He makes tough plays. He does the things nobody wants to. And that's exactly what you want out of a star player. And so FGCU is going to continue their season, playing actually at FIU tomorrow at 7.
What's their record right now?
FGCU is 5-3.
5-3.
5-3 going into FIU tomorrow, which will be on ESPN Plus at 7 o'clock. Please tune in. Please watch. because I have a feeling you might see the Jordan Ellerby show one more time.
Right.
All right.
Let's keep chatting it up about college basketball. I know you were tuned into the Players Air tournament.
I was.
Right. So update me on it. Like, talk to me about it. What happened with Kansas?
The Players Era tournament was a tournament that took place in Las Vegas, Nevada, from the 24th to the 27th. So
Nice.
around Thanksgiving time, and this tournament featured so many like prestigious universities when it comes to college basketball. I'm
Right.
talking. We had Tennessee, Kansas, Notre Dame, Houston, Syracuse, Michigan, Bama, Gonzaga.
We had some big names.
Big names are at this tournament.
Nice.
And a few things that I want to take away from this tournament are Michigan, number 1, and Kansas, number 2. Of course, I'm biased, and Kansas is my favorite team. But let's start with Michigan. Michigan currently is ranked in the top 10 for men's basketball.
Right. They're doing great, right?
Make no mistake, Michigan is the best team in the country.
Right.
And they're not ranked number 1. It's currently Purdue because they had the preseason number 1 ranking. But Michigan is by far the best team in this tournament in the country. And let me really tell you why. First game of the Players Era tournament, they played San Diego State, not a basketball school per se, but a good basketball program. They beat them by 40, 94 to 54. So you're like, okay, they played San Diego
destroyed
State.
'em.
Let's see how it goes, Next, they play Auburn, who was the ranked team.
Destroyed 'em.
Auburn is a great basketball program. They come off a lot of deep tournament runs. They
Ran
recruit a
them
lot of
over.
good players. Beat them by 30,
Ran them
102 to
over.
72. So then they go to the championship game. They play Gonzaga,
them
another
over.
prestigious men's basketball
over.
program. Beat them by 40.
Is that like that meme? You know the meme that people go like they come in a fall and you just like slap them?
Yes.
Like literally like that.
Yeah. So, they beat Gonzaga by 40, 101 to 61. So between the 3 games that Michigan played in the Players Era tournament, they outscored their opponents by 110 points in this tournament. 110 points through 3 games. That's like playing 3 tune-up games back to back to back. Instead, they were playing great basketball programs and got through them like they were nothing. So I'm sitting here telling you right now, Michigan has the most high-powered offense in the country, and I can't really find an argument to say anyone else is better
I'm sorry,
than them
you
right
told
now.
me that a school beat Auburn and Gonzaga combined
by
by
70.
70?
Beat Auburn and Gonzaga by 70 combined
Oh my
points.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Michigan is on a tear. Michigan is a team that if you are in the Big Ten, fear Michigan. Genuinely. Fear Michigan. They didn't have such a great time on the other side in football, but we'll get into that later.
Right.
Fear Michigan in basketball. But to jump into my Kansas Jayhawks in this players tournament.
Talk to me.
Kansas has been without Darren Peterson, the number 1 player in the
Is he
country.
still out? He's still hurt?
He's still out. He was.
Do you know when he's coming back?
I'll get into that. So, first game of this tournament for Kansas, no Darren Peterson. It had now been 2 games with no Darren. They go in and they play Notre Dame to start it off. They're looking for somebody to step up while Darren's gone. Well, they did. Flory Badunga, Bryson Tiller have quickly become one of the best backcourt duos, or front court duos in the entire country. They beat Notre Dame 71-61. Nothing crazy. But again, no Darren Peterson. And that is one of the biggest struggles. That's 22 points per game on the bench right there. And you beat them by 10.
Imagine when you have a player like Peterson back in your team. Though.
I know.
I'm
excited. I'm excited. And then, second game, they play Syracuse. Carmelo Anthony's son is on this team, Keon Anthony. Kansas handles them too, 71-60. Again, no Darren Peterson, Flory Badunga, Bryson Tiller. They step up in this game, and they're becoming one of the best duos in the country. But Kansas was still searching for a little bit more firepower, a little more production off the bench out of their guards with Peterson gone. Trey White, the transfer from Illinois, stepped up, had really big games in this tournament. Then you get to their third game. They play number 17, Tennessee. Tennessee came into this game undefeated. Great team. They were playing lights out. And Kansas beat them. No Darren Peterson. Beat them. 81-76. What a statement win from my Jayhawks. I was so happy. I was screaming in my house, punching the air. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. And this came on the backs.
It was a statement win.
It was a statement win. I mean, Kansas had lost to Duke and UNC, and you're like, okay, they lost to the 2 premier programs they played. What's happening? For context, in the UNC game, Darren Peterson didn't play in the second half. He got hurt. Then he doesn't play against Duke because he was hurt. And Kansas kept it close the entire game, both games for those, until the very end, and it got away from them.
Right.
Whatever. These are good early season losses, good to build off of. So then you're going into Tennessee, another great program, and you're like, what's going to happen? Well, Kansas wins. And this is piggybacking off the performances from former McDonald's All-American El Marco Jackson. Shout out El Scoro Jackson, El Hero O, El Breakout O, El Marco Jackson. Yeah. Phenomenal game from him, the redshirt freshman. I mean, he had the game of his life in this game. He had 18 points, 16 of them in the second half. He was awesome. And then you had Melvin Council Jr., the transfer from St. Bonaventure, also an awesome game. Then you just get your production out of Flory. And Kansas, really in this tournament, found themselves, I want to say. They really did. They learned how to play without Darren. I mean, like I said, you're missing 22 points per game with Darren out. They figured out how to play without him. And so now all I want to say is if they can play at that high level without him, I cannot wait to see what they do when he's back. And he was supposed to be back.
That sounds exciting, right?
He was supposed to be back tonight. Kansas will take on UConn tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. They play UConn at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Darren Peterson was supposed to play. He tested medically this morning, did not test. He did not pass, so he's not going to play today. That's okay because I believe in him. They're going to take on UConn, and obviously you guys won't see this until after the game, but I really hope that you guys tune into that game because that is a blue blood matchup for the ages. I love that. Kansas, UConn does not get old.
I love that because, once you want to gain your confidence back, like, you want to start beating, like, these small schools, but no, they get right into an undefeated school like UT, beat them, and now you play such a big basketball school like UConn, like man, like who hasn't watched like Kemba Walker's highlights back in UConn, right?
Yeah.
This is exciting. Like being a Kansas fan, like I imagine, like, oh my god, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to play UConn. And the thing, I want us to win this game so bad, and here's why: because Kansas, after they lost to UNC and Duke, they went unranked. Kansas had not been unranked in forever. I mean, they were last year, and I think, last year was such a down year for Kansas. It was so weird. Hunter Dickinson played a huge part in that. So, Hunter Dickinson, I hope that you fail in life, unfortunately. I really don't like you, Hunter Dickinson. You came from Michigan, and it's pretty clear you came from Michigan. Anyway, Kansas was not good last year. It was just really a wacky year for them, not at all like Kansas. You come back this year, you got to make a statement. You got to say Kansas is still here. We are one of the blue bloods of the basketball world.
You need a game to make you believe that you can.
Yeah, you got to statement win. I mean, Bill Self had health scares last year. He comes back. He dropped a bunch of weight. He's healthier now. He's moving better. He feels the fire in him again to coach. And so if you want to make a statement to the country right now, like we are still here, we're back, you got to win this game tonight against UConn. And I fully believe that they will. Kansas is ranked 21st. UConn is ranked 5th. We will see. But I really like their odds. And a rockin' Allen Fieldhouse, the loudest arena in the world, by the way. Loudest arena in the world.
And let's not forget, it's college basketball. It's the house of upsets.
Oh,
literally.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to watch a game that you think, like, a big team is going to get upset, it's college basketball.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And not only that, there was a great game down here, which I'm not sure if a lot of you really got to go to, but it was here in Fort Myers. It was at FSW's arena. The number 7 undefeated Michigan State Spartans took on the 6-1, 16th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels.
The Tar Heels, right?
Yeah. Michigan State completely dismantled them, beat them by 16. And it's something maybe brewing in Michigan in the basketball world right now. I don't know. Michigan's good. Michigan State's good. But, I mean, this was really surprising to me, I got to say, that Michigan State was able to beat them so convincingly.
Right.
But, I mean, they've got a great team. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes.
What's the Michigan State's record? They're undefeated right now?
Michigan State is undefeated right now. And so the top 25 is really beginning to take a little bit of shape here. We're getting into December. It's still early, but, I mean, come January, you got to be on your stuff because that's when conference play starts.
Right.
So, basketball is really shaping up. And, again, like I've said many times, I really, really, really urge you guys to watch college basketball. Right. It is such a beautiful display of what we all love here on the show, sports.
And I love the new ranking, like how they're ranking the top 25, like week after week now. Like it's more exciting. Like it gives you the opportunity to watch more schools, discover new players. Yeah. And who knows, maybe you never watch a Michigan State game, but they make it to top 25. They're undefeated. Now you guys are going to be on Michigan State. So it's this new ranking that they do. I think it suits pretty well.
No, yeah, and I mean on top of that too. I mean a lot of people they're really big NBA fans. They don't watch a lot of college ball. You see these guys in the NBA that don't really turn out. They're not very good in the NBA. It doesn't translate. If you want to see these guys that are in the NBA when they are at the peak of their powers, watch college basketball because the guys you love to watch in the NBA were even better in college. They were
Right.
dominant.
And maybe you're looking for something different. The
Yeah.
NBA, college basketball is completely different than, than the actual league.
It's the only sport in the world where there's no quarters. It's two halves. Okay, or soccer has two halves, but for American sports, basketball, baseball,
Right.
football, no quarters. It's two 20-minute halves. So you really got to have
Just straight
endurance.
going at each other, right?
College basketball is so beautiful, and I think the most interesting part is you see guys that aren't good in the NBA, or even guys that are like role players. A role player, you're like, man, he scores 10 points a game, a few rebounds, few assists, whatever. He's all right.
I feel like role players are more noted in the league than in college basketball.
No, yeah. It's funny because you see a role player in the league, like I'm saying. If you go watch them in college, they were not a role player. They were
for
insane in college. This is where you
Right.
see guys at the peak of their powers is in college. It's so much fun to watch.
Right, no, for sure.
Get a head
for sure.
start.
Who's your favorite college basketball player of all time?
Favorite college basketball player of all time? Definitely. I'm a Kansas fan, so I'm biased. My favorite college player of all time is probably a name you guys may not know because he did not turn out in the NBA, but Frank Mason, the third, the point guard from Kansas a few years back. He was National Player of the Year in 2017, his senior year. Frank Mason was about 5'9", 5'10", but he was a bulldog. That boy was not
Wow.
scared of nobody. I remember in the NCAA tournament, we were playing Michigan State, and him and Miles Bridges got in each other's face. Like Frank Mason's got he's giving up about
Hemikal?
Miles Bridges
Oh,
plays for the
okay.
Hornets.
For Charlotte,
RTBMB,
for
the
Charlotte.
rapper.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That guy. He's got about half a foot, if not more.
Yeah.
He's got about almost a foot on Frank Mason. And he's in his face. He's in his grill. Does not care. And this is the stuff I love about college. You got guys, they don't give a damn. They're fiery. They're in your face. They're playing their hearts out to get to the league.
Is the teen, the young hunger that they have.
Exactly.
But when you go to the league, you get PR team, you become more mature.
Get paid a
you get
whole lot of
paid a lot.
money.
So you gotta watch out for your words because if not
Yeah.
that whole lot of money, you gotta turn into a little less.
Yeah.
But so it's just it's the hunger,
Yeah.
hunger of winning, the discovering what winning is.
Yeah, and if you love college sports, if you watch college football and you notice the guys in college, they play for the name on the front of the jersey, not the one on the back. These guys in college, and it's kind of fallen off a little bit here with the NIL era. But in college, you're playing for your school. You're proud of your school. And in the pros, you got guys, they love their team. But ultimately they're playing for their name, for their family. They want to make money.
Right.
These guys are putting on every single week for their school, for the students around them, for you, for me, for Joaquin, for anybody. It's the same thing with the players here. They're playing for that name on the front of the jersey. And you gotta love
college
that.
culture, when it comes to sports, college culture is way bigger than the pros. 100%.
Oh yeah, you go to a college game, the
100%.
chants, what's it called? The traditions, the history
Tailgate.
behind it. Oh my god.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
College sports are so much different.
It's
I love
untouchable,
college
for
sports.
sure. So obviously we're here after Thanksgiving, and you know what the greatest part about Thanksgiving? I had my plate. I had turkey. I had salad. I had mac and cheese. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I sat on my couch, and boy, the Lions were playing the Pack. Oh my God, I was so happy on
It's a
Thanksgiving.
tradition, Lions Packers.
Right?
It's a yearly
was
thing.
But hey, do you see the way Ferguson grabbed that turkey and
Yeah.
just literally
Oh
fed
my
it to the
god.
players?
Yeah, they were all passing it around.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
He grabbed the turkey he put his hand in there, bro.
He put it deeply. Where did he grab it from, dude?
Don't ask me, man. He put his hand right in there.
Oh man, but let's talk about them Lions, boy, and the Packers. Do you watch that game?
I
too?
did watch that game, and our camera girl today, Alyssa, the sick one, she's pretty sad because the Lions lost again. The Lions fell to 7-5 after losing to the Packers, who move up to 8-3-1 on the year, 31-24. But this was a great game. It genuinely was a great game. Jordan Love threw 234 yards, 4 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had 83 on the ground. Dontavian Wicks, hero of this game, if you ask me, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. And for the Lions, Jared Goff had 256, 2 touchdowns. The run game was a little underwhelming, although they did have a combined 100 yards on the ground on 28 carries, with a touchdown from David Montgomery. And Jameson Williams had a big game, perhaps one of the biggest games of his career. I would almost venture to say this is his career high in receiving. He had 144 yards and 1 touchdown. Joaquin, what did you think about the Packers and Lions game?
Man, first of all, I want to say something. And I really want to acknowledge I want to say that even though the Lions lost,
Mm-hmm.
Jahmyr Gibbs is. I know you like JT a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to give just a comparison of I'll do it. I'll do it in a little bit, but JT's numbers and Jahmyr Gibbs,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pretty sure like JT has 400 more yards
Gibbs.
than Gibbs, but he has like 100 more something snaps played.
Right. More carries.
And more carries.
Yeah.
Jahmyr has a little bit less.
Well, he splits
with
carries though.
Way less carries
Yeah.
than so. I love the Lions defense. Branch and Anzalone and Hutchinson. I feel like the Lions are such a complete team. But hey, here comes the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love. And let me tell you something about the Packers. It's so incredible to see how the two franchises that LaFleur does, that with one with Aaron Rodgers, obviously historic run with him, and now he's creating another brand, another franchise with Jordan Love. And dude, the Packers are a very fun team to watch. Like,
yeah, they're really good. And I was on the Packers train earlier in the year when we first started the show. I talked about the Packers, one of the best teams in football, and they continue to be one of the best teams in football. But I'll say it's not like the Packers are embarrassing teams. They're not dominating their opponents.
right?
They just keep winning.
They had the little transition time.
Yeah.
Between Love and Rodgers, even though Love was Rodgers' backup,
Yeah.
there's still that transition that
Yeah.
you have to fill in big shoes,
Right.
and now you have filled those shoes.
Yeah.
It's not a what could be anymore. You are on what it is now.
Yeah, Jordan
And
Love's definitely one of the best
Jordan's-
quarterbacks.
And man, it's just dude, Wisconsin. It has to be. I love the football culture in Wisconsin. Like
LaFleur.
they love the sport so
yeah.
much. And you have two big franchises. You have the Lions. You have Packers. It's a great Thanksgiving game. Probably one of the biggest games that we could ask for this whole season. The Packers stepped up. They did the job. They're 8-3 right now. And I'm really excited to see them on the playoffs. I want to see if Jordan Love can finish the job. He has done amazing this season. I want to see if he could go to the end line, finish the job. I want to see how the Packers finish this season.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's not like the Packers. They're not knocking your socks off. They're not, wowing you. They just keep winning. It's not like they're squeaking out wins either. They're not, a bunch of one possession, really close games. The Packers just keep winning. And I mean, they're great right now. I'm interested to see how the NFC playoffs shake out because realistically,
Yes.
if you look at it, there's 4 teams, maybe 5 that you really believe in. I mean, you look at Philly is going to be there in the end. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be one of those teams. You have Detroit, Green Bay, and then I mean, what after that? I mean, the Bears.
Bucks.
The Bears are really frisky right now.
The Bucks.
The Bears could be good. The Bucks, if they make a run, maybe. But then obviously your front runner is the Rams, who just lost this
Right.
week. So I mean, NFC playoffs are so interesting,
They're
and
so-
I'm really excited to see how it
You
shakes
know
out.
what team I'm very, very excited about the NFC? Like they actually there is Carolina.
Oh yeah.
my God.
Oh yeah, Carolina. I mean,
Oh,
let's.
my
Yeah, I mean,
God.
let's get right into that game. Why don't we? I mean, the Rams lost to the Carolina Panthers. They dropped to 9-3. Carolina advances to 7-6. 31-28. Another great game. I feel like we got really good football this week. Stafford kind of put a little dent in his MVP campaign. He threw 2 picks in this game. It wasn't his best outing. He threw 2 touchdowns, 240.
Right.
I mean, Puka was not their leading receiver this week, although he had 72
that
yards.
catch definitely did it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, that catch is like, oh my God, how
Yeah.
how do you catch a football like that, dude? Like, dude, how do
I
you
could never do it. I could never
It's
do it.
insane.
Yeah, but I mean, the Bryce Young-led Carolina Panthers. Bryce threw 206 and 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was very efficient, 15 of 20. And Jalen Coker led the way, 74 yards and a touchdown, with Tet McMillan having a touchdown, Chuba Hubbard, having a touchdown. The Panthers played an awesome game.
Right.
I mean, they led this. They were trailing this game 17-21 going into half, and then they put up 2 touchdowns in the second half compared to the Rams' 1. And that ended up being the difference, was that field goal they had in the second quarter. Being able to etch out points at any moment in the game is always crucial. But this is really a proof in the pudding right here to why you got to score points always. I mean, if Carolina doesn't make that field goal in the second quarter, we're looking at a we're looking at potentially a tie game in the fourth or going into overtime. But they did, and that got them the win. They won 31-28. And I am incredibly impressed with Carolina. You know, being
Can we acknowledge? Okay, so they already like they were 6-5 before they were
Yeah.
6-6, so they already had a winning record. But can we acknowledge Carolina having a winning record?
I know.
7-6. They went from Dalton and they moved. They went from when they had Baker and they have Sam. That obviously it didn't went pretty well as
Yeah.
as it's supposed to be. I don't think Carolina has had a decent. I mean, obviously Baker and Darnold are very very good quarterbacks, but they did not fulfill their job in Carolina.
Right.
But when I'm talking about that position as a quarterback in Carolina in the Panthers franchise, they have not had a decent QB since Cam.
no, I haven't. Cam was really the last guy that really
The
put
last
people in the
we've had,
stands.
no?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cam just got his record taken this week.
Yeah, he did. Josh Allen.
Josh
Yeah,
Allen broke the record, but it's so exciting to see. Dude, the tickets for a Carolina Panthers game last season were $25.
Really?
All right.
Really?
Like $25. Like I could take you on a date right now and pay double what I could have paid to watch the Carolina Panthers last season. So let's acknowledge this. Like for Bryce Young, you had the all social media criticizing you. Nobody believed in you. People thought you were a fraud. You coming from a great season in college. People thought you were gonna make it in the league. You had a rough rough start of your early career in the league. Now you're turning things back around. You gave back hope to a city that completely lost it. Never thought the city gave up on football. They didn't even want to go to a football game. But now the stadium is filling up in Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Tickets are going up. Hype is going up. The Panthers are back, baby.
Yeah, I mean, and, last year, Carolina showed some spunk. They definitely showed some life. They were really close to beating a lot of teams last year. They had a really solid stretch of games. You've seen promise there. This year, a slow start. You're like, why didn't this continue? But here they are now, 7-6. They're above 500. And I think that you're going to start seeing more consistency out of Carolina. And I'm extremely happy specifically for Bryce Young. A few years back, he got benched. And Carolina, everyone, they didn't like him. People were booing him. And I felt so bad because it's not his fault. He had no O-line, no one to throw to.
And getting all the criticism at that age, mentally, it takes it plays a heavy lock on you.
Oh, yeah. When they took his job, gave it to Andy Dalton, I'm like, oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. And I felt horrible for this kid because I'm like, dude, he was great in college. He goes to Carolina. He has nothing around him. And he doesn't perform. How do you expect him to perform? This is
right.
What do you want to do? You have a Lamborghini with a bunch of Hondas around it. That's really the situation.
Lamborghini in the hood, right?
Yeah, I know. Lamborghini in the hood for real.
Right.
But now Carolina, they have some hope. And I know some Panthers fans, myself, that were really down on the Panthers. But now, you got something to be happy about. You're beating Super Bowl contending teams like this convincingly in a great game, and you close it out. Nothing but.
And it makes you think that they could go even further in this season if they wanted to.
Yeah.
When you got guys that are down to they want to get down and dirty every game. They want to go out there and take some hats like Rico, like Chuba. They want to get down and dirty. They want to play the game of football. They want to hit. They want every reception to be theirs, Yeah. Like when you got guys that really, really love the game of football and really want to go out there and play, man, things are gonna happen. And you got a team of Carolina that they're starting to find themselves not even an average team. You could start something very, very big with the star power and the foundation that you're building up here.
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of teams, building up some wins, we got to talk about this, unfortunately for me. The Cowboys, who just put on back-to-back wins, beating the two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. They beat the Eagles 2 weeks ago and just beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving this week. Dallas is certainly coming together at the right time right now. Hats off to them. The Chiefs did not play well. This was, for all intents and purposes, kind of the game. I'll say it. the game that basically told me this team is not a playoff team. And that's really unfortunate for me, which sucks because I do want to point out that Pat Mahomes had a stellar game. 260 through the air, 4 touchdowns. He played great. He was efficient. He made big plays in big moments, but it was not enough. And I really can't. The only consistency I could come to is that the Chiefs defense could not stop the Cowboys offense, namely CD and George. If they it didn't matter what they did, they were not stopping them.
Right.
I mean, Dak had a good game, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He starts off the game with a pick, and the Chiefs score. And they score again. Score back-to-back drives. Then you have 4 drives that are 3 and outs after that. You have a bunch of drives that are ruined by penalties. And I do want to say this, and I can't say
this was a personal game. Dude.
It was a personal
Who was
game.
it? Was Pickens that posted a picture of
Pickens posted a picture of Brittany Mahomes and said, "Tomorrow we feast." He deleted it soon after that, but nonetheless, people seen it.
The PR team caught up pretty quick.
Yeah, people seen it, and this game really pissed me off to no end. And here I am saying that I'm worried, and here I am saying that it's more likely than not the Chiefs don't make the playoffs this year, which is crazy because they've made the playoffs for 10 years in a row now. To even have a chance to get in the playoffs, they have to score. They have to win their last 5. Here is the rest of what I will say about this team. They can't catch when it matters. They can't make the stop when it matters. They make stupid plays, stupid penalties that ruin drives, namely the tackles who get a holding call every time we need them not to get a holding call. And then, of course, in this game, 10 penalties for 119 yards off those penalties. And I want to say something because I've seen this all over Twitter. I've seen it everywhere. I have never, ever in my life blamed a Chiefs loss on the officiating. I've never been like, we lost because of the officials. I'm going to say it now. That game was officiated so poorly, and I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I'm not like it's rigged or whatever, because the amount of times that the Cowboys receivers, namely CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, were pushing off of our corners, a full arm extension, pushing off to get open, and the corner, McDuffie and Jalen Watson, would come back in and have to push back or grab back because they're literally getting thrown off of them. And what do you know? There's a flag on the ground. Who are they calling on? The Chiefs. Every single time there was any contact, it was on the Chiefs, no matter what. It was ridiculous because it happened over and over and over and over again, where receivers were pushing off and the Cowboys were not getting called for it. And they got 7 penalties themselves, but it was never on that, never when it mattered. Another thing I want to point out, and you're going to say, "Oh, this is rich coming from a Chiefs fan complaining about calls." On the drive when the Cowboys took the lead, they had, before this even happened, they had 2 opportunities to take the ball away. Dak basically gave the ball to the Chiefs. He threw what should have been an interception, and it was dropped. And then they fumble, and we have a player right next to it, Drew Tranquil, who literally could have sniffed the football. He could have licked it. He could have taste tested it. I'm talking Remy from Ratatouille could have cooked up a nice meal with this football. It was that close to him. Doesn't pick it up, and that was right there was when I could see the life coming out of the game. But, I'm still going to be hopeful. And then Dak Prescott throws a touchdown. They take the lead, and ultimately they win the game. But I want to point out, on that play where he threw that touchdown, there was a blatant, disgusting hold right in front of the official where our edge player, Ashton Gelati, was getting literally pulled backwards right in front of the official.
By the O-line?
Nothing called. Yeah, nothing called. And that was right in front of, because it's Dak here, the O-lineman, Gelati, and the running backs here. Literally, the official is standing right here watching this all unfold, calls nothing. But then anytime the Chiefs did anything, flag, flag, flag. And, what do you want them to do? And I feel so crazy right now for complaining about calls because I hate doing that. I really do. I hate doing that, but I'm going to complain in this game because it was awful. People all over Twitter, NFL analysts, reporters, all these guys that do talk shows are really talking about, this was egregious, the way that the Chiefs were getting called on everything. It was unbelievable. But, I mean...
What is it that you guys have with, playing away? Your aways
1-5 on the road.
Oh, my God. What is it?
1-5. 1-5 on the road?
No, 1-5.
1-5 on the road. I can't really describe to you what it is. I think that the Chiefs just, they can't finish when it matters on the road, which is really disappointing.
All your wins are in Arrowhead.
Yeah, I mean, the difference in this game is the second and third quarter, like I talked about, when you had a bunch of drives that were stalled by penalties. Multiple times we got down in the red zone, and we're getting backed up. We're just driving. We're having a great drive, backed up by penalties every single time. So the second and third quarter, when the Chiefs put up no points, was really the difference maker here, because the first and the fourth quarter, they scored 14 points respectively in each. The Cowboys scored in every quarter. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It was a rough game. I was pissed. And it's more than likely looking like, ladies and gentlemen, you got your wish this year, unless by a miracle it happens. The Chiefs will likely not be in the playoffs in the 2025-26 NFL season. So congratulations to all of you. I will give you a round of applause because I know you're happy. I'm not, but this is what you all dreamed for. This is what you wished for. And all I'm going to say is the Chiefs have a lot of things that they need to change. A lot of things. I can't even get into it. To keep it on tradition, of course, because we're selfish, this is our show. You can't tell us otherwise. We always talk about our favorite teams first because who's going to stop us?
Right.
So, to move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who squeaked out a win over the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. The Bucs move on to 7-5 on the year. Baker Mayfield went for 194 and a touchdown. Chris Godwin returned 3 catches, 78 yards. He certainly made his return felt.
I was glad to see him.
It's nice to see him back. It really is.
I love him.
Shout out Jacoby Brissett, the quarterback for the Cardinals. He threw 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception. But, great game from him. Right. Trey McBride, 8 catches, 82 yards. Hey, let me tell
you, Jacoby Brissett, he's been farming stats.
He has been. He's been farming.
Right? His stats are looking pretty nice this season.
Yeah, so, the Bucs got a much-needed win. I will say that. I think if they lose this game, we're talking about the Bucs a lot differently. And I know that our man Duffy would not be as happy. But since he is not here, he has sent a very special message to us. He asked us not to look at it, not to play it, but he wants me to play it right here on the mic for you guys. So I'm going to do that now, and I have no idea what it says, so we'll find out.
Bucs are going to the Super Bowl. Chiefs aren't making playoffs. Your ass.
Okay. All right, Duffy. Bucs are not going to the Super Bowl. They barely beat the Arizona Cardinals, and you're right. The Chiefs aren't going to the playoffs, and they are ass this year. I'll give you that. But just, wait till next year. And moving on, because we're done with that. I don't want to hear nothing else from Duffy. He's not here. This is our show this week, all right? The Bengals Ravens.
Let's go.
The return of Joey
B. Burrow, baby.
The return of Joe Cool, of Joe Shiesty.
Right.
He came back, 261 through the air, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, his buddy, his partner in crime, 7 catches, 110 through the air.
He played the whole game too.
Mm-hmm.
They were not resting him. You're back in action. The whole game.
No, it's very clear that this is such a different team with Joe Burrow on it. They beat the Ravens 32-14. Lamar had 246 and an interception, no touchdowns, about a 50% completion rate, only a 65 rating. The Bengals defense pretty much gave the Ravens offense some problems.
This game is completely different than what it looked like on paper. You have this Ravens team that Lamar had just came back after the injury that he suffered against the Chiefs. He just came back. He starts to get, he starts getting heating up. He starts going on a roll, and then you have the Bengals. With Joe Burrow, he's freshly back from injury. On paper you think, okay, he's freshly back from injury. You have a little slightly advantage. The Ravens have the little slight advantage.
He hasn't played in over a month.
They have it, He's a little rusty, Jamar Chase has not been doing any good.
Right.
You even might think, hey, they might even give Flacco at least at the end to ride Joe Burrow because, he's very injury prone. He's going to get hurt at the end of the day, one way or another. Maybe rest him a little bit, but no, you put him out the whole game against Lamar Jackson. That it has been on a little roll. But the Ravens had a losing record. They're 6-6 now. They came back a little bit from Cooper Rush being the quarterback, which nobody wants to talk about that. But man, you come back, you beat Lamar Jackson, you beat Baltimore Ravens. Now your team is not making it to the playoffs, but hey, you're back. You beat not a Super Bowl contender, but hey, it's one of the best teams in the NFL. One of the best franchises right now in the NFL. It gives you a good host for next season, but there's always that if. if your O-line is good, if you stay healthy, you never know with Cincinnati, like, what's going to happen ever. You know, have the defense might get hurt, or the O-line might completely blow a game away. You never know.
Yeah.
But this game, like, you can see what Cincinnati can do in a good season.
Mm-hmm.
It just never happens. It hasn't happened since
2021.
they lost to the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, the funniest part about this game is that, you know, Lamar comes back. They win 5 out of their last 6 games, you know. And then here comes Joe Burrow, fresh off a return, first game back. He lights them up, and they lose by 18. And I think that really shows you the parity of this, because the Ravens' defense has been awful all year. But it's funny because the Bengals' defense is also terrible. And yet they only gave up 14 points. So shout out to the Bengals' defense. What a performance, especially against a hot Ravens team. And to transition to a team that is equally as hot, if not hotter now, because they're now 9-3 on the year, just beat the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Chicago Bears.
Can you believe?
The Chicago Bears hand
Can you
Philly their
believe-
second straight loss.
Can you believe Caleb Williams? I mean, it's not just like, can you believe Caleb Williams is 9-3? No, because Caleb Williams is a previous Heisman winner.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know, he has a name for himself. But can you believe Caleb Williams is 9-3, bro?
I mean, and the great part about this, if you're a Bears fan, I think you got to love this game because your quarterback did not play well. He had a less than 50% completion rate, 56 rating, touchdown, interception, and he only threw 154 yards. And you still won the game by over a possession. You won the game by 9, 24-15 over Philly, the reigning champions. And, I mean, you had Kyle Monangai with 130 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And you hold Philly, a high-powered offense with great receivers, you hold them to 15 points.
And DeAndre Swift had 125 too with a
Yeah.
touchdown. So like that Chicago running game is not to be played with.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, shoot, DeAndre Swift. I didn't even see that. Yeah, I mean, you had a total of 255 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns.
That's insane.
I mean, the Bears are showing they can do it in multiple ways. Ben Johnson is working miracles over in Chicago.
Right.
And we're looking at and I know I mentioned Super
we're
Bowl
looking at a
contenders.
linebacker problem right
Yeah,
here.
I mentioned Super Bowl contenders earlier in the NFC. And we live in a world now, and I was talking to Hoagie about this the other day. We live in a world where it is not crazy to think that the Bears could win a Super Bowl this year. The Chicago Bears, that same team that's never had a guy throw for 4,000 yards, hasn't sniffed a Super Bowl run in forever. The double doink, having nobody
Oh
on
my
your
God,
O-line, all the
double
problems
doink.
Chicago has had over the past few years.
The double dunk.
Here they are, 9-3, up atop of the NFC alongside the Rams. Like, what is going on? And, I mean, for Philly, you drop your second straight game to a team you would never think they'd lose to. Dallas last week and now Chicago. Jalen Hurts threw an interception. He had 2 touchdowns. You know, Barkley didn't do that much on the ground. A.J. Brown had 132 and 2 touchdowns, so a great game for
They
him.
definitely got too confident.
You have an Eagles team that I think genuinely is facing like a Super Bowl hangover. I think this is what you talk about with other teams. You know, are they
Right.
going to hang over the next year? And I think the Eagles are. I mean, it's starting to hit them now. They're 8-4. You know, after starting out 8-2, they lose 2 games in a row.
And they have a very complete team too.
They do.
Like it's just like I think they got too comfortable. They've been at the top for what 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
They got too comfortable, and now they see that comfortness is kicking their butt, and
Yeah.
now it's time to wake up, realize that hey, there's some other guys out here that they're coming for your throne, for your
Yeah.
seat. You know, they're hungry for it, and it's not like the Chicago Bears beat the Eagles, but the Chicago Bears and the Eagles, they had the same record, like around the same record
Yeah.
when they were facing. So this was set up to be already a great game.
Yeah, I mean, you had both at 8-3 going
Right.
into this game. And on paper, I mean, that's a great game. But, I mean, if you look at this game a year ago,
Oh,
are you
would,
expecting the Bears to
no,
win this game at all?
no,
Hell no.
No, not at all.
Hell no. And here they are. They win it by 2 possessions. I mean, shoot. The Bears are genuinely showing that they're for real. They're showing they're not scared. They're coming. And I'm so impressed with what Ben Johnson has been able to do in Chicago in such a short time. You know, his first season there, he leaves Detroit. And now the Bears are 9-3, looking at a top 3 seed in the NFC, which is very hard to do. The NFC is very top-loaded. You know, the Rams, the Eagles, you know, you have those teams like that up at top. And then you got Chicago sneaking in.
Both the AFC and the NFC are
Yeah.
compared to like 2 years ago, are completely like if you were to tell me, Juaco, 2 years ago, you have the Colts leading the AFC, and then you have teams like the Bears or like New England again. You know, I would have been like, really?
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because you know, in the past it was the AFC is heavy on top. You know, you have the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Ravens. That's your top four.
Those. You already had those up top.
That's your four.
But now you have the Broncos, you have the Colts, and you have new
New England,
teams, like new blood coming in, and it's so satisfying to see new faces and new teams, new franchises. The you know, they haven't won anything significant this past couple years. That hey, like we're here too. And this is the beauty of drafting, of drafting. You know, like hey, like this team might be ass, but hey, watch out, they got six round one picks in 2028 though.
Yeah.
So what, come 2030, that team is gonna be very good.
Well, yeah, I mean. Yeah, and I mean, to really talk about one of those teams, a team that's really made a comeback, that's tortured us all for 2 decades previously, the New England Patriots move on to 11-2, beat the Giants 33-15. The Giants dropped down to 2-11. And I mean, there's really not much to say about this game. The Giants are outmanned. They didn't have the talent on the field. The Patriots are just simply way better than they are. The Giants are shorthanded. Still no Scatterboo, obviously. No Neighbors. I mean, Dart just coming off injury. You know, he's not looking too good right now for the Giants. And it's funny because I think when Dart and Scatterboo really, you know, came into the limelight early in the year, New York fans had some hope.
No. The train hype lasted one game. Literally,
they had some
they
hope,
had
though.
hope for one game.
Yeah, and then it just fell off. A bunch of injuries. Like
that hope was insane, though. Like everybody was like posted like for that whole week from Sunday to Sunday. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, New York came back."
Yeah,
New York news like, but 2-11.
At least New York. I mean, even after Neighbors went down, you have Dart, and then you bring in Scatterboo. And I think New York was so much fun to watch. Everyone loved watching the Giants. They were, you know, they played hard. Scatterboo's a freaking maniac. I mean, you watch him on his streams. Have you seen his live streams?
With Scatterboo, yeah, but
he was trying to get his chat to jump off sides. He had a helmet on. And he was like trying to like false start them.
So fun.
Like, I mean, he was funny. Like,
he's bored. He's bored.
Yeah, he's like headbutting his chair and drinking beer out of his cleat and like, dude, what is he doing?
But you know, if I was the Giants GM, this is now your whole focus goes into the off season. The whole focus is in training these young guys, make sure that these guys are healthy enough for when the season comes. Get ready for the draft. We built a whole team around Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
You know the Jackson Dart is your future. Maybe I get it. You want to give him some snaps. I would have played Winston after that game against who was it? That he had the touchdown. It was
last week?
Yeah.
When they went to OT?
Yeah. Who was it that the Giants went?
They went to OT with the Lions.
Right. And I would have had Winston play just because he actually did a pretty good role. But now you focus in the offseason. You gotta build your team around Dart. Make sure Cam is going to be healthy enough. Work around Malik Neighbors. Make sure that Dart and Neighbors find the connection, because that is a very, very potential duo. There's 2 duos in the NFL right now that I want to see pop out. One of them is Shador and Isaiah Bond. I think that's, oh my God. Like, imagine if there was like EA college football like that. That would be, I would never lose that game. I'm telling you, like, it would be deep passes to Isaiah Bond the whole time. And then it's Jackson or Malik Neighbors. I feel like that could be such a great QB wide receiver duo. But yeah, so if you're a Giant, if I was the Giants GM, focus on the offseason, focus on what you guys want to achieve. Not even for one season. Focus on long term. Focus on building a franchise. Focus on building something good, because the city of New York has not seen anything in a while.
Yeah, long time. I mean, it sucks for the Giants because they really just ran into what is a wrecking ball at this point, the Patriots, who are hot right now. And another team that's really, really hot right now, the Denver Broncos, who just won their 9th game in a row. So, Joaquin, I want to ask you, is this success sustainable? Like, are they squeaking by? Are these fraudulent wins, or are the Broncos for real?
Let me tell you.
Because they've won a lot of one-score games, really.
Okay, now
it's the same story with the Chiefs as last year.
That's the thing. You gotta see. Okay, they're 9-3, but most of the games are right, but that 1 inch, but that one,
Yeah.
but that one field goal, but maybe a point or two. Yo, but you gotta understand, a win is a win. Doesn't matter.
win is a win.
If you
Even-
if you win by 1 point, even if you win by anything, a win is a win. The Broncos, I haven't cared about the Broncos since. Okay, maybe I cared a little tiny bit when Russ came because he was like, oh my God, Russ is in the Broncos. But then he made me completely lose my
Right.
like watching Russ in Denver was the most pathetic thing I ever seen in my life. I don't know how to say it.
Well, shoot, now they have Bo Nix and they're 10-2. But I mean, you have a 1-point win over the
Right.
Commanders, who were 3-8 coming into this game. You beat them 27-26 in overtime.
And let me tell you, Marcus Mariota
Yeah, what
played off in that game. Like, put some respect to Mariota's name. Like, people don't know. I'm sorry, but we're talking about a Heisman guy here. Like, a guy that did incredible in college. He was in the quarterback show for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
he's a very good quarterback. Like, you telling me, yes, his NFL career has not gotten the way he, a Mariota fan, will want it to go, but he played off
Oh, yeah.
this game. It reminded me when I used to watch his highlights because when I found out that Mariota won Heisman, I was like, let me watch his highlights in college, and I was like, wow, he's pretty nice. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. And he gave me those little flashes of himself
Yeah.
back in college. He played off this game, but man, it's just defense. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. The Broncos have the best defense in the league. I don't care. Hufanga, Brandon Jones, Alex Singleton, all those guys, man, they're not afraid of anything. They'll
Yeah.
go at you. They'll go at your head. They'll go at your leg. They'll go at you. They want to see you down. They want to hit you, man. They want to run you over. The Broncos have the best defense. There's two defenses, the Patriots and the Broncos. And the two defenses that I personally love watching. And like I said, defense wins championships, and you gotta team with a nice defense. You gotta get used to that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Mariota made a lot of plays all night long, and the one play he did not make was when the Commanders put it all on the line, went for 2 in overtime.
Oh
and
my God!
Mariota
Can you walk me through the
Yeah.
overtime how it happened?
So basically, the Broncos went down and scored.
Right.
Washington, has the ball. They're driving, trying to tie it or to go win the game. So Scary scores the touchdown on a quick RPO slant over the middle, and then Washington comes out, and they have a play drawn up. Running back leaks out to the left, and Mario had him completely wide open. And he just
And
could
he
not
threw the
get the ball over.
interception?
No. He could not get the ball over the edge rusher who batted it down, which really sucked for him because that's the one play he did not make. All he had to do was float it over the line, over the edge rusher. They would have scored easily. Like there was no one near
There
him.
was a flag before.
There was a
though,
flag
right?
that got him down there. Yeah,
That got him down there.
There's
right?
a flag that got him down there. Washington easily could have won that game, and they probably should have if that ball doesn't get batted down. They would have. Mariota, I mean, he is. I don't want to say he's doing what Sam Darnold did last year because the Commanders are not good. But Mariota, in these games he's played in Jaden Daniels' absence, he's really putting himself back out there for potentially a contract for a team that needs a guy. I mean, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you do need a quarterback next year. If you're the
you
Cardinals,
need-
do you want to move on from Kyler and bring in Marcus Mariota? I mean, this
Right.
guy is proving he's still got stuff left in
If
the
you
tank.
need a reliable QB too, Marcus Mariota is definitely the
Yeah.
guy for to go. I feel like I would love to see Mariota in Arizona, like you said, maybe back up for Kyler Murray. Two Heisman in one team, like that has to be some magic, right?
Yeah.
But yes, that overtime was insane, dude. Like it was insane. Like, but I do want to see Jaden Daniels back. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone wants to see Jaden Daniels back, but I mean, shoot, Marcus Mariota. I mean, he's doing some good stuff
He's
over there in
doing something
Washington.
good. I'm glad
they
for
keep
him.
they keep losing, but Marcus Mariota is playing his ass off, and so respect to him on that. As far as the Broncos go, for me, the Broncos are a good team, but these close wins, the same way it didn't sustain for the Chiefs last season, I don't see this working in their favor in the playoffs, especially when they face a team, a New
when
England
it's-
of the world, a Buffalo,
Right. When it's playoff time, you better not go out and play like hoping that you're gonna win by a field goal. You better go out and play like knowing that you're gonna destroy them because this attitude that they're showing right now is not gonna take you far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, a good thing for them is that they're learning and figuring out how to win close games. But that's not, I mean, when you're having close games with a team like Washington, that's not going to bode well for you in the playoffs against a team like New England.
Right.
Against Buffalo, these teams that have playoff experience like a Buffalo. New England, not so much the past few years. But, I mean, the way that they're playing is not going to stand up in the playoffs when Josh Allen needs to get to the next round. He's going to get to the next round.
will
You're
get
not
to
going to
that.
stop him. So, I mean, they've really got to figure that out because it's getting too close for comfort for Denver right now. Rivalry week in college football. This week, the final season of the regular season for college football, right before conference championships. And, of course, we got to start out with one that hits close to home here in Florida. Florida State took on the Florida Gators, two teams that are not having two teams that are not having the seasons that they want to have. The records do not indicate success this year, and neither of them will be going to a bowl game after the way this game concluded. The Florida Gators, who recently fired their head coach Billy Napier, have a interim head coach in Billy Gonzalez stepping up for him. Take the W 40-21. The FSU Noles absolutely collapsed in this game.
Right.
DJ Lagway actually had a good game this week. You know, he was not awful.
And who would have thought, after the horrible performances that Lagway has had throughout the whole season, people were calling him fraud, DJ Fraudway, whatever George was calling him. Who would have thought, it was a Tommy Castellano against DJ matchup. It was the battle of the swamp. The stadium was packed. We had a bunch of friends that went over to the game.
Shout out Kurt.
Shout out all the boys. And it's probably the best football game that we could ask here in Florida.
I mean,
besides the Miami game, whatever, it's one of the biggest games that we could ask here in Florida. It's one of the biggest matchups. DJ Lagway, FSU went over there, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, thinking they were gonna take over.
They got smacked.
They got smacked right in the face.
FSU with a chance to be bowl eligible, go to a bowl game, gets denied by the 3-8 Florida Gators. And this game is officially known as the Jaden Ball game. Jaden Ball, this entire game, was a workhorse, an animal. He had angry run after angry run. He could not be stopped. 38 carries, 266 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns, averaging 7 per carry. Anytime Jaden Ball touched the ball, it was going for almost a first down, if not more.
Special.
He was dominant. The Florida State D-line wanted no part in what Jaden Ball had to offer. I was watching this game, and I was just enamored by what I was watching. I could not believe it because Jaden Ball has not been getting a bulk or a load of carries all year. And after watching this game, and I was talking to my buddy Jared, who's a big Florida fan, and he's thinking, this should have been the game plan for Florida all year long. And I agree. When Jaden Ball rushes for over 100 yards, the Gators are undefeated. And this was one of those games where he went for 266, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
A great rushing performance. And I mean, and that is really what catapulted them to a W. That and Florida's defense, who has been incredible all year long. They've played the toughest schedule in football. So, I mean, being 4-8, it's not crazy, especially when you have a quarterback that's not performing. But, I mean, Florida's going to be really good in the future. They got to, once they get a new head coach, they actually are getting a new head coach, John Summerall from Tulane. Tulane,
Which shame on the Seminoles. Like, you're looking for to be eligible to play a bowl, and you're going up to play a team. Yes, it's the University of Florida, but they're a team that they're in the middle of rebuilding themselves. They just fired their coach.
Team without a head coach.
Without a head coach, they literally just brought a head coach from Tulane. And remember, when we were walking to the bus stop, what's your favorite costume? Tulane, random. Now they got the head coach from Tulane. It's a team that they just literally rebuilding themselves, and they came off to losing against Ole Miss with Lane Griffin and them. If you want to talk about that, we could talk about it a little later. But they just lost to Lane Griffin. They're rebuilding themselves after a horrible season. FSU is going to the swamp. They want to play a bowl. They want their season to go a little longer, but no, they got stopped. They got
stomped. I mean, a 19-point loss in the swamp. The swamp was rocking. Their Gators all over the place, chomping. I mean, left and right. This game, if you're a Knoll, this is a game you probably turned off by probably the middle of the third quarter. You turned this game off because it got ugly quick. Florida State, I mean, by the stat sheet, did not play bad, but I mean, they got dominated all night long. They got dominated. It was pretty rough to watch if you're a Seminole fan. Harrison, I'm looking at you. you were talking, this is the game. Florida FSU is going to get bowl eligible. It's fine. Then you go lose to UF by 19.
Harry,
Sucks
you lost to
suck.
both Miami and UF.
Yeah, it's a bad year
Like-
for FSU. The little bad regimen that they're in, the bad state that FSU is living in continues. But they're going to stick with their head coach, with Mike Norvell. They already announced that he's going to be the head coach next year. And speaking of coaching jobs, UF did go for Lane Kiffin. He decided to go and sign with LSU. He got a $90 million deal with them, and you're not going to turn that down. So UF was out on the Lane Kiffin train, and LSU brings him in, and now we'll see what Lane Kiffin can do over there in LSU.
You know what's funny? Like he just came from playing the Egg Bowl.
Yeah.
Like he was there.
Well, the Lane Kiffin situation's so weird.
It's just money, right?
Well,
Literally
it's money. So he wanted to finish the season with the team and make his decision after, but the AD forced his hand, told him, no, you need a decision this weekend. He met with donors. He met with the AD. He met with all of them Saturday night, and the AD basically told him, you got to decide by tonight. He said, hell no, went to a dinner with donors. He was, like, very pissed off.
Right.
Comes next morning, like, you need to decide by 9 a.m. Next morning. You need to tell everybody what you're going to do. He's like, all right, bet, I will. And he leaves. He goes to LSU. And I feel bad because he wanted to finish it, and the AD literally forced his hand. Like, what a douche. Like, is all I have to say about
I don't
that.
know what to say about that because these come from rivalry week. You know, the Egg was probably one of the biggest rivalries that we have in college football. And you did a very good season. Ole Miss did a very good season. You have the playoffs right ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then you get hit with a tough decision, whether it's finish what you started or start all over again.
Yeah.
And it's just like start all over again for a couple more $1 million. But you know,
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. It's just again, I don't know. It's a pretty weird situation, the Lane Griffin situation. I saw the post, his post that, you know, he talked about his family, he was praying about it. He thought it was the best decision for himself. I think it's a money situation, it's a money decision. When money comes around and money don't play, you don't say no to money, you know?
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean, probably the biggest game of rivalry weekend every single season.
The game?
Everybody knows. It's the game.
The game?
It's the game. It's in the big house. It is Ohio State and Michigan. And, my God, what an ass kicking.
Ohio State is going to win the Natty.
They're probably going back to back. Michigan had won the past 4 meetings. 4-0. They had never beaten them while we've been here at FGCU. And what does Ohio State do? They come back after even losing last year when there was no chance in hell that Ohio State was going to lose last year. And they do. They end up losing to Michigan. They go on to win the Natty. They come back this year undefeated, 11-0, go into the big house against the 9-2 Wolverines, who are having a great year under their freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood.
Dude, that kid Bo Jackson's special.
Bo Jackson is a dog. He is a dog. And Ohio State dominates them 27-9 in the big house. Ohio State finishes off a perfect regular season. And now we'll go to the Big Ten championship game. And, I mean, for Ohio State, I mean, you had Jeremiah Smith, who made a great catch. You had Bo Jackson, who's great on the ground. Julian Sand, 3 touchdowns. And for Michigan, I mean, their freshman phenom, Bryce Underwood, did nothing. 60 yards, 8 for 18, and a pick. I mean, their best receiver had 46 yards. The running back put 61 on the ground.
The Wolverines got stuck. Got stuck in this game. But, hey, oh, my God, the Buckeyes. Oh, my God, Ohio State. This game gets me fired up. Like, the edits I see on TikTok of war. This kids, they're like, the fans, they get ready to go to tailgates. Like, they're gearing up for war. Like, literally paint all over their face, like, ready to attack somebody, you know? Like, this is what a rivalry is about. This is the beauty of college football. Like, I want to watch this game. This game, I already bought my tickets to this game before the season even started. You know?
I mean, this game is the game of games. And I'll tell you guys that. If you don't watch college football, you need to watch Ohio State and Michigan, because this is the game every year. Everyone waits for this. It's purposely put on the last weekend of the season because this is the culmination of what college football is. Ohio State, Michigan, a historic rivalry that has constantly went back and forth past few years, owned by Michigan. And here comes Ohio State, finishes off the perfect season.
Right.
Dominate. And I mean, I want to say shout out to the Fratteri and the Parente families who were watching this game over the weekend. I know you guys were over there at Uncle John's house watching. Everyone's stressed, thinking no way it can happen again, right? No way we lose for a 5th time in a row. Nope. And I know you guys celebrated
Hey,
with some drinks. You had a good time.
props to-
OHIO.
Props to Ohio State because they've been getting owned by Michigan this past couple of years. Like
Absolutely.
every time I watch the game, like
Yeah.
Michigan, the Wolverines just come out on top, and
Yeah.
fans invading the field and not. But no, this time actually, the Michigan players they did not leave the field right until the Ohio State players left the field.
I
Like,
know. They defended the M
they
on the middle of the field.
They
did.
defend. That's when you tell me like college football, college players they care about the school. They
It means
care
more.
about
It means
their
more.
school. It means more.
And speaking of defending the field, did you see the Ohio State mascot? He went into the end zone after Ohio State was up winning. He went and crossed out the M with snow because it was snowing. He dragged his foot over the M in the end zone, put an X through it, and wrote Ohio in the snow and showed it to all the fans, like in the stands. It was
I
so
did not
funny.
see that. I gotta see that.
We'll
clip.
put the clip up right here. All right. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious when he did that. And I mean, Ohio State dominated. They are pound for pound the best team in the country, the best team at every single position. Their defense held Michigan scoreless in the second half.
That's
and
insane.
so
I want to watch that.
just
clip.
one more time for Alyssa, who's behind the camera. OH! IO! All right, and then real quick, just to touch on it because we have to. The Iron Bowl this week, Alabama squeaked out a W 27-20 over Auburn.
man.
They keep their playoff chances alive by winning this
The
game.
Iron Bowl will always be the Iron Bowl, even though
Yeah.
Auburn sucks. Even though Alabama is, after this transition period that they're having, I'm liking it.
Post
all right?
Saban,
Post Saban,
It's
I'm
so
liking
weird
it.
still.
All right?
It's still
It
so
is pretty
weird to watch the game and not see Saban
Once
on
you
the
see the
sideline.
same guy on UTV over and over again, and you don't
Yeah.
see him anymore, it tends to be weird.
It's weird.
But hey,
I love him on game
I'm
day,
liking it though.
I love Saban on game day.
He's great.
With McAfee, yeah, I
He's
love him on
great.
game day.
Who would have thought that chemistry would have worked out, right?
I know. I mean, it is weird seeing DeBoer on the sideline instead of Saban, but I mean, Alabama kept their playoff. Oh my God!
Bless you.
Alabama kept their playoff chances alive with this W, 27-20, and they moved to 10-2 on the year. And I believe that they will play in the SEC championship game. So we'll see what Bama does from here with DeBoer.
You know who's not playing in the SEC championship game? Texas A&M.
Texas A&M's not playing in that championship game. You know why? Because Arch Manning and the 16th ranked Texas
Stop 'em.
Longhorns came in and stomped them. Domination. And honestly, I would attribute that to Marcel Reed getting hurt early in the game. He didn't look the same after he got hurt.
No, for sure.
He kept playing, but he did not look the same. He threw 2 picks, 180 yards. But I mean, Texas, in the second half especially, dominated them. They put up 24 points opposed to A&M's 7.
Right.
So, I mean, Texas really did put on a dominant performance. I mean, Quintravion Wisner had 155 yards on the ground.
A&M has always managed to be like averagely consistent.
Yeah,
Like-
they were especially good this year.
Averagely consistent. They are undefeated this year. They were
Yeah.
pretty good this year. But overall, like the past 7 years, I said they were averagely consistent, right? Now they're 11-0. They're undefeated. They're one step away to making it to the SEC championship thing that they haven't done in quite a while in the school history.
Yeah.
They're one step close to the goal, and there you go, Arch Manning. The people have been talking about Arch since week 1. Is Arch gonna perform? Is Arch not gonna perform? Arch Manning is probably one of the most criticized quarterbacks that we have
absolutely
in
is.
the whole nation.
I mean, when your last name's Manning.
When your last name is Manning and when you have a big family name right behind your back, people expect you to perform week after week after week after week. Obviously, some he has fallen short in not a few games, in various games. But hey, you stopped A&M. Probably, in my opinion, alongside with Memphis, my 2 favorite college teams to
Really?
watch. Yes. Like A&M were doing pretty good. I like their coach. I like the defense. They were right there. They were holding the SEC championship right there with their hands. Arch Manning stopped them. He said, "No, you guys are not gonna make it." It's just beautiful. It's like it's all scripted out. Like you lose, you fall short of your biggest goal, and what probably could be in the whole history of your school, right? Like winning the SEC championship will literally turn the whole school upside down, right?
Yeah.
You're just one step closer, And who do you lose to? The biggest rivals that you could ask
Mm-hmm.
for. The team from the other side of the city,
Yeah.
from right there, the enemy. You lose it to them. Oh my
yeah,
God.
I mean the good thing for A&M is that they were undefeated even coming into this game, so now they're 11-1, and they're more likely than not almost guaranteed going to be in the playoffs still. So that works out for them, and hopefully their quarterback Marcel Reed will get a little healthier. Will be good to go coming in for that. But I mean, so now something we've gotten really used to is you're going to have Georgia and Alabama in the SEC championship game. I mean, obviously that's something that we're pretty used to at this point. And I mean, we got a really, really, really good championship weekend coming up. I mean, just to talk about like SEC and Big Ten. I mean, SEC, like I just said, Bama, Georgia in the SEC champ game. Big Ten championship game, the two hottest teams in football, probably the two best teams in football, Ohio State and Indiana, will play in the Big Ten championship game. Indiana, who has been lighting up teams all year long, second-ranked team in the country. What a banger game that is going to be.
I am excited. It's gonna be a great week for sports.
Yeah, it is.
We got NFL. We got some couple good games. We got college football is coming to an end. And if we look back, our first week was when season started.
Yeah.
And look at us now. Season's about to be over.
Yeah, I know. Season is about to be
scary.
over.
It's getting here. So it's a pretty big week for sports. I know you're excited for the NFL, for college football. There's UFC too. Marab is fighting.
Yeah. We'll get another little Wacos fighting corner clip in there. We'll get that segment come back.
A big week for UFC, for college football, for NFL, and
yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great weekend coming up, and even though
Christmas season for sports is so great,
oh yeah, it is.
Right?
Even though next week we're going to be doing that segment with the volleyball players, which we're very excited about, we are still going to do our best to put out some content about the games that happened this weekend, especially with it being championship weekend.
Right.
You have all that good stuff coming up. But
bring back some segments.
We'll be bringing back some segments. We got some good stuff coming to you, and we're so excited to be here.
Because we got one announcement.
Yeah, something that is perhaps the biggest thing that we've been able to announce on this show outside of some interviews that we've had is this weekend when FGCU men's basketball team takes on the Owls of FAU on Sunday at 2 p.m. here at Alico Arena.
Here
at Alico Arena.
What's going to happen?
We are going to be hosting a live show right outside the arena. Us here at the Pulse will be live outside the arena.
Me?
Us.
You?
Yeah, and
Her?
Duffy. Yep. Alyssa,
Lord.
Yeah, we will be right outside the arena hosting a live show, talking pregame, talking about the game, maybe some other stuff happening in the college landscape.
Outside the arena?
Outside the
live
arena. Oh, yeah.
On
Yeah.
YouTube. Oh, Lord.
So hopefully we can see you guys there. We're very excited. It'll be the first time that we've done this, and we hope to continue doing it. But for now, that's going to be all for us here at the Pulse. And, just keep doing what you're doing. We hope that we see you this weekend here at the FGCU game.
Please go.
Keep that pulse going. Keep that heart beating because this is where we make sports come alive. Thank you for watching The Pulse.
Yep.